Hello everyone and welcome back to Tier 11 to the top. And as you can see, we are now at the end of Season 3. The championship was already decided with that victory over Redditch, which seems like a long time ago. But let's have a quick look at how the season finished. So, on the pitch, we played three more league games. And they were all victories. First off was a 2-0 victory at home to Long Eaton. They had a man sent off. Matti Lappinen got a goal as well. A surprise start there as injury worries forced us into making quite a big change to the side. We played a lot of players who hadn't really featured much over the season. Lappinen being one of them in what probably will be his last game for the club. It's not looking like he's developing well enough to stay going on next season. About a 2-0 victory was followed up by a 3-0 win away from home at South Normanton. Louis Potts on the score sheet, so was Riley O'Sullivan. They went down to 10 men, 3 quick goals with 15 minutes to go, put the game well beyond doubt. And then the final game of the season was a toughie. It was 2-1 in the end against Shawbury, and we went 1-0 down after being the dominant side, and it took 2 injury time goals to secure the points. They went up with 20 minutes to go, and then Doyle, the new signing, got a goal. Louis Potts had already missed a penalty, and then Feeney in the 95th minute got the winner. And it was 3 points that really pushed us over 100 points in the league. So we take a look at the table. 102 points. Eventually won the league by 15. Just domination, really. 113 league goals. We conceded 49, but look at those goals scored. If you look at the goals scored over here in the player charts as well, Potts with 33 in the end, O'Sullivan with 29. Potts managed to just sneak under 50. He didn't quite get the 50 goals. It was 47 in all competitions in the end. But average ratings for both players, massive, well over 7.5. And assists as well. Potts was very near that 20 record that Cameron Lynn got in the first season here at the club. So if we have a quick look at the news items at the very end of the season. So Potts gets the new average rating record, 7.62, best in the league ever from 42 appearances. I think that means he played in every single league game, and it showed. And if we look at our overall best 11, plenty of players making the lineup now, and obviously you can see this is our old formation. So Maris still stays in goal after that great season, not last season, the time before. A defence of Pike, Walmsley, Thomas and Cotter, who spent more time in midfield than defence, but apparently he's got to go somewhere. Midfield allow the Sesse, and then the 3 attacking midfielders of Jarvis, Binns and Lynn, with Potts up front, unsurprisingly. 47 goals from 56 appearances, average rating of 7.7. Just an amazing season, one that will go down in history. Most of the players who are joining the best 11 have made it onto the bench, so people like Vassallo, O'Sullivan, they get onto the bench as well, Collins as well. But yeah, that is our overall best 11 so far after 3 seasons. And here are the Hosiery Mills end of season awards. Big shock, Louis Potts, player of the season, signing of the season, young player of the season. The only thing he didn't win was goal of the season, which was Gibbons' goal against Redditch, which we saw on the last episode. Stats, again, Potts will feature heavily. 47 goals, 19 assists, highest average rating of 7.7. You've heard it all before. He was fantastic. Best pass completion, however, went to Feeney with 84%. But Potts just shared the most player of the match awards, most man of the match awards, 12 apiece for him and O'Sullivan, and I'm guessing by alphabetical order, O'Sullivan will get his name in the record books. Walmsley picked up 11 yellow cards, and Vassallo picked up 2 red. So if we have a look at some of our records from the modern day, which means from when the save started 3 seasons ago, for some reason the most points in a season is staying at 99, even though we got 102 in the end. That must be some sort of error in when the snapshot was taken. I know our goals were late in that game, but we weren't that late. We still got 2 goals and managed to turn the tide. and get the victory. A shocking fewest points in the season of 80. What a terrible season that must have been. If only we'd won the league as well. As you can see, if we go to the player records, Potts is featuring heavily now. 47 goals by a player in a season is the most. 33 league goals by a player in a season is the most. Potts has got the most league goals by any player in any season. So he's eclipsed Feeney, who I think is just behind him. He's got 33 league goals, obviously. Kyle Lynch, who's been here from the start, has got the most league appearances, 97. Hopefully we'll be able to add some more to those as we move up to the next level as well. And yeah, as you can see, for some reason as well, Lynn's record here of 7.59, highest average rating, hasn't been taken over by Potts when his was a 7.7. But again, you can't have everything. A little bit glitchy here on this page, clearly. And then the youngest and oldest records have stayed the same. Fastest goal is a new one, actually, with Potts getting a goal in 27 seconds away at Coventry United, just after the turn of the year. But that will be all for the end of April. What's going to happen now is we're going to jump forward to the beginning of July as this new season kicks off. We'll have a quick look at the season preview and then move forward until August, see what changes we made to the side, see who we've come in and who's left, and see where we stand just ahead of the new season as we move up to Tier 8. Join us in a second. So as you can see, we've jumped forward to the 1st of July. The new season has ticked over. We are now in to our new division, the Northern Premier League Division 1 South East. So if we have a look at that league, as you can see, 20 teams in the league. We are there, sitting nice and pretty in 8th on alphabetical order. But let's have a look at the season preview. This is the important one. And look at that. We are favourites already. Very few changes to the side have been made. A couple of signings have come in already. We'll cover those as we go into the end of pre-season update. But look, we are sitting at the top of the table in the season preview. 4 to 5 odds. We're just, the media, the bookies, the board, everyone is expecting us to once again dominate a league, go straight up at the first time of asking. Luckily, if we don't manage that, there are playoffs now. So it's not just one and done at the top of the league. We do have a second chance. And already in the media Dream 11, you can see Potts is there, Vassallo on the left, Doyle, who was a new signing at the end of last season, and Tilson, who we'll cover very shortly. He is a new signing at centre-back. What we are probably going to do as well is, after last season's formation, the 3-5-2, it was very, very good going forward, but it was a bit leaky at defence. So I think we're going to go to something a little bit more traditional. Maybe a 4-4-2. I like the idea of 2 strikers. So I think we're going to probably favour that over a 4-2-3-1 like we originally had. But once we've made some signings, once we've seen what the squad looks like, we'll reassess the formation and we'll go from there. Pre-season is already set. We've got 8 games ranging from the likes of Coventry Plumbing, whoever they are, to teams like Newport County, Ilkeston, Hereford, slightly bigger teams. But yep, a good mix of competition across the month of July. And the first game of the season, which we may cover later, is away at Wisbech. So join me in a second as we jump forward until the 6th of August to have a look at how pre-season has gone. So here we are, the beginning of August. It's match day for the opening game of the season. But before we get there, let's have a look at the ins and outs over the last month and a half. So before we get into the outs, one of which you will have seen on Twitter, let's cover the first in of the season, which was all the way back on the 1st of May. So here we are, look, Carl Tancock from Stoke, a Stoke youngster. He's been brought in as a partner to Potts rather than a replacement, but we're confident that he will be just as good going forward. He's got 8 in 8 during pre-season, and personally I think he's as good as, if not better than Potts in pretty much everything but finishing. He's got incredible physicals, particularly his speed, And when we come to Potts, who you'll notice is not on this comparison list here, we'll have a little comparison, see how they compare against each other, because I think we've almost got a better player. If that finishing was a little bit higher, I'd be confident we had done, but we'll get there in a second. Let's have a look at who has left the club. So, the disappointment started early as Lucas de Bol left for Tier 7 side, Curzon Ashton, so he's gone up a level from us despite our promotion. He had a great impact in his 9 months with the club. He displaced Binns on the right-hand side of midfield, and he got 8 assists and 5 goals with a 7.2 rating over the season. He was really coming into his own on that right-hand side, but unfortunately he has gone to pastures new and moved up a level at the same time. So he's jumped from 9 to 7. Now we're in 8 as well. We're a little bit disappointed, but we wish him all the best in the future. And immediately, as we got into July, Louis Potts had offers coming from Vanarama National side, Chester. There is no way we could have kept him. And he is such a huge loss, but it's a well-deserved rise up the league to that Vanarama National. He's got there much quicker than we can get there. Even if we win every league, it'll still be a few seasons until we can join him. Maybe we'll get him back in the future, who knows, he's only 20 years old. But such a fantastic season. There's not much you can say that we haven't already said. He was a goal-scoring machine, and it will be incredibly hard to replace those 33 league goals. And if we want to just have a quick comparison with Carl Tancock, as you can see, every area on the polygon, apart from this little bit of attacking here, Tancock is better. And if we look at attributes, it's finishing and penalty taking that are the real difference makers. Everything else is pretty much even or in Tancock's favour, particularly the physical attributes there as well. So I'm confident. Finishing doesn't matter that much down here. If he gets the ball into a position to score, he'll score. So I'm confident he'll do the job. We're going to miss Potts, but I feel like we've got a good replacement in Tancock. So next up, after losing De Bol, we lost Binns as well. So he's gone to Dunstable in Tier 8. It's a sideways move for him. And he had a great start to the club, to his time at the club, but a hamstring injury early in last season saw him replaced by the aforementioned De Bol. And he never really reclaimed his place in the side. He'd have featured a lot more this season with De Bol gone, but I think the writing was already on the wall. His decision was made. He's found himself a new club. He's gone sideways, but he was a good player. He probably wasn't the best player at this level, but he will be missed. As we'll look at the formation later, but we've moved away from having attacking midfielders on the right and left. Slightly different formation nowadays, so he may not have fit in anyway. But we welcome him. He's a welcome move for him, at least. He's found himself a new club where he'll hopefully get some playing time. Next up is Teddy Barris. He's going to be remembered for that season where he was the lone goalkeeper when we were in Tier 10. He had a great season, played every game, was really good for us, but he was reduced to a backup last season when Collins came in. And he's moved to Chelmsford, who are in Tier 6. So he's retained his backup role, but he's jumped up 2 levels. So all more power to him. We've got another goalkeeper in, so I can't really blame him. He's probably not on the level of Collins. That's why he didn't feature as much last season as he probably would have liked. But well done to him for getting a good move up the pyramid, which is a familiar theme for a lot of our players. They've all gone upwards. There's very few who have gone sideways or down. And we'll move on to see who else is left. Next up is Cavan Cotter. He obviously featured a lot in our midfield, covered a little bit right back as well, but the 23-year-old has gone to Skelmersdale, which is a sideways move. That's another Tier 8 team. And he was a constant presence in our midfield for the last 2 seasons, but his sideways move does show that this may have been his level. And we've replaced him with better players anyway, so he's not much of a loss. As you can see on the star ratings, which obviously we don't take the star ratings as gospel, but on the right hand side, he is not going to be featuring if he was still here. So not much of a loss. Well done for him to moving as well. Next up was another big loss. This was Elliot Vassallo, the left winger. He's gone to Maidenhead in Tier 6, so he's jumped up a few levels, and he is going to be a difficult player to replace. He came in at the same time as De Bol last season. Likewise had a good impact on the side. He was a fixture on the left wing. And he's going to be a real difficult player to replace, and one that we have really struggled to replace so far. You can see with the comparisons over there, the players we brought in, are they even on there? That's the thing. There's Cox and Jarvis are the closest to him, and they were definitely not as good, which is why he displaced from the side last season. Tough one to replace. Maybe we've done something to do to get a little bit of the way to replacing him, but we'll see. We'll see at the transfers in a second. The final man to leave was Kyle Lynch. Now, Lynch is obviously, as you've just seen, our record league appearance holder with 97, the most league appearances for the club. And he was my 6th ever signing and one of the few remaining at the club from Tier 11. His main loss comes as vice-captain, and his role really on the pitch would have been reduced even more significantly than last season. He's been a feature at the club since his arrival, but I think he's found his level, and Cogs Hall of Tier 8 is a good sideways move for him. I'd expect him to be more of a fringe player there, though. He's agreed time as a regular starter, but yeah, he wouldn't have been a regular starter with us, so if he gets playing time over there, well done to him for sealing that move. Now, it's not all been doom and gloom. There have been plenty of players coming into the club. Obviously, we've already seen Carl Tancock, and he is going to be our headline signing of the season, I think. But plenty of other good players have come in. First up is Dougie Unyapembe. So he is a right back who has come over from Blackpool. He's a quick full back, pretty solid defensively. He's got a 10 tackling that we really like. And going forward with the ball at his feet, he's got some strong work rate as well. Maybe his end product isn't brilliant, but as a wing back, I think he's going to be good. He's going to make an improvement to a position that obviously we didn't have last season. And he, along with one of our other new signings, are really going to be battling it out for the right side of defence there. Next up is Jordan Tilson, who we briefly spotted in the Media Dream 11. He's come in as a midfielder and or defender from Lincoln. He is going to be our new vice-captain as well. As you can see, 29 years of age. He's got some great experience up and down the leagues. He's got some really strong mentals and physicals. A little bit of a decline since he's joined the club, but that's just him settling in, I think. And some solid marking and tackling. He's going to be someone who we're probably going to play in midfield, but he can easily slot into the defence at a moment's notice. So he's going to be a good addition to the squad, and as I said, a new vice-captain. Next up was our signing from Wigan, Baba Adiko. He's a midfielder again, and he's got some more great physicals and mentals. Some lovely pace there, 14 pace, 12 acceleration, natural fitness of 14 as well. He's going to be a speed merchant in the centre of the park. He's got some good tackling as well, a really, really solid central midfielder. And he's probably going to be in the starting pair in the centre of the park. There's still plenty more to come though, and next up we have got Mark Taylor, who is probably a backup at left and right back. He's definitely been signed as such. His versatility is one of the main reasons we brought him in. He's got some really good mentals as well, some good fitness and tackling. Slightly concerned by that 17 aggression, but he's brave, he's got good anticipation, good teamwork. I think he'll be a solid addition to the back four. And as we've said, he can play on either side as well, and he's got a bit of experience, formerly of Bury. Another defender coming in is Kyle Roberts-Hutton. This young lad is a right back from Millwall. He's got some really good pace and tackling and really high potential. Now, I'm not sure whether it will be Roberts-Hutton or Nyapembe who will be first choice right back, but both are really good and both will make an impact in this side. So I'm very happy to have both players in the team. Star rating from our coaches suggests that Roberts-Hutton will be the first choice, but attribute-wise, there's very little in it. Again, another signing in the middle of July was Omar Sanyang. So this is a right midfielder who we have brought in to replace the departed De Bol and Binns. So he's fast and technically strong. He's got high determination and work rate. But my main worry is a real lack of end product. So with the ball at his feet, great technique, great dribbling, good first touch, passing. Crossing is going to be an issue. So hopefully he's going to just work the ball into the box himself. Won't be able to do anything when he gets there because his finish is 3. But maybe he can find that last pass rather than a cross. I'm going to be a little bit worried by his end product. He's got a bit of an odd-looking polygon, but pace, speed, and technical ability are really high for the former Scunthorpe man. But that is not our only option on the right-hand side of midfield. We brought in Tommy Aldridge, who will probably serve as cover on the right-hand side and in the centre as well. He's a midfielder from Maidenhead. Just as fast probably as Sanyang, but his mentals are a little bit lacking. However, he is a little bit more defensively sound, so in games where we are a little bit on the back foot, he's probably going to feature a little bit more. Similar age, so probably got a little bit of potential to improve as well at 23. Surprisingly, one of the older players in the squad. Next up is Archie Brown, the young goalkeeper we brought in as cover for Collins. But honestly, when we've got him here and looked at him, he looks to be a bit of a better goalkeeper. He's a better shot stopper, better in the air, slightly weaker mentally, but there is no clear choice as first team goalkeeper. In fact, if we have a look and compare him to Collins, if we look at the polygon, this suggests that maybe Brown is going to be our starting goalkeeper. If you look on the left-hand side, shot stopping better, distribution better, aerial ability better. Neither are eccentric. Communications better. Mental side is lacking a little bit in speed, but he's a goalkeeper. He's not going anywhere. Physical, again, does he need to be that physical? I think maybe Brown is going to be the surprise signing and displace Collins in goal after just one season. But we're still not sure on that. So more to come on that in the future. Maybe they'll start the season how Maris and Collins did last season and find out, see if one of them makes their mark on the position and takes control of it. And then the last two signings were probably a little bit desperate, as we were really lacking anyone down that left-hand side. So first we signed 25-year-old left midfielder Dylan McAvoy from Runcorn. He's pretty much, we were desperate for left-wing options. He's got some good pace, but not much else to shout about. Jarvis and Cox will probably be just as likely as him to start. And the idea was to get someone of the quality of Vassallo into the squad, and we haven't done that. So who knows who's going to be our starting left midfielder. Maybe this is my fault for changing the formation as we got into pre-season. But we needed someone on the left, and this is the guy we brought in. Maybe Captain Jarvis will still play as many games as he did last season. And speaking of the left-hand side of the pitch, Joe Anderson has come in, a 32-year-old, which is positively extinct compared to the rest of our squad. We've brought in a lot more older players this season than seasons past. But Anderson is a left-back from Tamworth. He's a last-minute signing. He's literally just joined the club a few days ago. He's got a solid veteran presence, good tackling and crossing, which means he can be a feature goat both in defence and going forward. But he's not going to light anything up. He's 2.5 star according to our coaches, and that may be a little bit generous. But he will most likely be first choice left back as we go into the season. So, as I have alluded to, we have switched to a 4-4-2. I've channeled my inner Mike Bassett and gone traditional. So I think this is going to be our best 11 with air quotes going into the season, but a few positions are a little bit up for grabs. Starting with the goalkeeper. Collins, we've got in net at the moment, but I've still got my concerns that maybe Brown is better. We'll see as the season progresses. Anderson at left back. Defensive partnership of Walmsley and Thomas, with Roberts Hutton on the right. Now, Tilson could be in the centre of the park, and Upembe could be on the right. I'm not really sure. There are lots of questions which I don't like. I like to have a best 11 firm in my mind as we go into the season, with no questions to ask. Midfield is probably a little bit more secure. McAvoy on the left-hand side of midfield. He's not the best option, but he's the best we've got at the moment. Jarvis will probably feature quite a bit, as will Cox, but McAvoy is the better option at the moment. Centre of the park, Doyle and Adiko. Doyle is, I know we didn't cover him much last season, a new signing at the end of the season, played a few games, and he was really good by all accounts, and he's probably our second best player in the team now. And Adiko is, as we've said, a really solid, impressive central midfielder. And Sangyan out on the right wing as well. Probably not quite as good as De Bol, but I think he's a better option than Binns would have been. So he's an improvement to the side. And he has been playing well in pre-season as well. And up front, there's very few questions here. Tancock is the star of the show. And at the moment, I think we're going to pencil in Feeney as his partner. But of course, we've got O'Sullivan as well, who got a lot of goals last season, so he will not be discounted. Feeney and O'Sullivan will probably be rotating in that starting position alongside Tancock, barring any injuries. So that is our best 11. It's probably not going to be the 11 that start for us against Wisbech, because some players are lacking a bit of match sharpness, having joined the squad a little bit late. So I'll make a few changes to the starting 11. I'll tell you what changes I've made, and we'll get straight into the first game of the season any minute now. So here we are, just before kickoff. We did end up making a few changes to the side, so particularly down the left-hand side, Cox and Pike have been brought in. They both struggling for a bit of sharpness as well, so I expect some changes to come in the second half. And I made a last-minute change, bringing Brown in as goalkeeper ahead of Collins. Not really sure what my rationale there was. I'm still on the fence as to who's the better goalkeeper, really. I think Brown, attribute-wise, is slightly ahead, but my coaching staff believe that Collins is the better player, so we'll see as the season goes on. But Brown gets the nod in the first game. So the new season is away straight away, and we've got a highlight on this near side within a minute, and the ball is cleared away. Feeney has it. Adiko with a lovely ball over the top, and Tancock has broken through the defence. And just like that, within 80 seconds, Carl Tancock has scored. Who remembers Louis Potts? I don't. Carl Tancock is the new man. A lovely ball over the top by Adiko, and you couldn't write it. This was in the script all along. Tancock with a lovely finish into the bottom corner, and he reels away, celebrating his first goal on his debut. Here we are, 10 minutes gone now, still early in the game. Roberts Hutton with a throw-in. Sanyang gets through the defender. Feeney has it. Back to Sanyang. Can he find a ball? He can't. He shoots. And what were we saying about his lack of finishing? That was a good strike. I mean, the goalkeeper got lots to it, but it's found its way into the back of the net. And it's 2-0 early on. Look at this. So Feeney can't really do anything. He sends it back to Sanyang, who sort of just meanders a little bit in the middle of the park. A weak shot, but De Garis has nothing on it, and it's gone into the bottom of the net. 2-0. And we are top already. 15 minutes gone. And there's a throw-in again. Could this be a third? So Roberts Hutton again down this near side. A ball across the park. A dangerous ball. And it's intercepted. A ball into the box, but Roberts Hutton gets there. And I need to find a name to call him that's not quite such a mouthful. But there, the ball into the box was nodded well over the crossbar. And safe as anything. Still 2-0. 20 minutes gone. And a free kick on the far side. Sanyem with the ball into the box, but it's well held. And this is obviously a start to a Wisbech highlight, because that was a nothing free kick. Goalkeeper with a long ball up top, but it's dealt with by Pike. A bit of a strange, dangerous ball to Adika, who sends it over the top and finds Sanyang, who just about gets by the defender. Sends it inside to Feeney. A lovely ball into the box. Sanyang again. And that's probably more like the finishing we would have expected. A good save, but the effort was weak. Now we have a corner. Sanyang will deliver it again. That man again. Ball into the box. Finds nobody, but Adiko on the edge of the box. He's intercepted. And Wisbech are breaking. They've not got men over. We've got plenty of men back. And Adiko brings him down and concedes the free kick. And that is where the highlight will end. As we're nearly half an hour gone. It's been a great performance so far. Long may it continue. And a highlight just before the break here. Roberts Hutton butts the ball into the box, but it's held by De Garis. And one thing you may notice, actually, so along with 2D kits, we found 3D kits for levels 7 and 8. So Wisbech today, As I'm talking, we've gone through and got another goal. Carl Tancock has got his second of the goal. What am I talking about 3D kits for? Yes, they look pretty, but we are smashing them 3-0. Not even half-time yet. Let's actually see the replay there. So Robert Sutton, KRH, is that a good name for him? Who knows? But Feeney wins it. Lovely ball to Tancock, and first time, top corner, no saving those. 2 goals already. Can he get 47? That's the question. And we're half-time now. 3-0 up. Everything is going so smoothly so far. Change to a new formation has not affected us one bit. And we'll just flick the latest scores on down there so we can see what's happening later on in the season. But right now, who cares? 3-0, top of the table, half-time. Second half is going to be a great one for our one away fan in attendance. Join us again in a second. So we are nearly an hour gone, and as is tradition, 3 substitutions made at the same time. I know it's a risky tactic. Some people don't like doing it, but I stand by it, have done for years. Anyway, the 3 changes we've made. Jordan Tilson has come on in defence. Walmsley had a great game so far, but he's looking tired. So some fresh legs in the middle of defence there. McAvoy will make his debut on the left-hand side of midfield. Cox has been a bit ineffective, and he's looking a bit tired as well. And we've got some fresh legs up front as well. We've kept Tancock on the pitch. Let's see if he can get his hat-trick. But Feeney, despite his 2 assists and his great 8.5 rating, has made way for O'Sullivan. We've got half an hour to go. Let's see if we can get any more than the 3 goals we currently have. Here we are now, 77 minutes gone. The first real highlight of the second half. And Wisbech have got it down that far side. But I thought it was about to be intercepted there, but they've managed to take the ball on. Hart in the centre here. Can he find anyone? Green. A ball over the top, but it is dealt with by the defence. Robert Hutton with a bit of a strange clearance, but he's found McAvoy on the left. Pike finds Doyle in the centre, who's been a bit quiet, but that is a good ball over the top to Tancock. He's not going to score from out there, but he's found McAvoy in the middle, who doesn't unleash a shot, but he finds Doyle, and we are afraid of shooting from distance at the moment, which is a bit unlike us. But Adiku has found McAvoy on the edge of the box, whose terrible first touch has given the ball away, but Tilson is on hand to win it back, and McAvoy can have a second go. He's challenged, but Doyle's found a ball over the top to O'Sullivan, who has somehow snuck it under the goalkeeper, and that's 4. O'Sullivan's not lost his scoring boots over the summer. And let's see that again. So McAvoy's a little bit... This is the weakness on that left-hand side we were on about, but Doyle with a lovely ball into the box. Keeper dives early to try and get it, but O'Sullivan sneaks it under him. And that's a lovely 4th goal of the day. And now they have a free kick outside the area. Ball into the box is a dangerous one. And the rebound is shot. Hits the bar at the 3rd attempt, but Brown has held onto it and kept the clean sheet. 5 minutes left. There's very little football left to be played here, surely. A few bookings coming in. 3 for each team. Maybe that's something we need to look at. Pike with a free kick. He's dangerous from them. And I was about to say McAvoy has proved me wrong with a header, but it's been disallowed for offside. But we've gone straight into another highlight. Sanyang has got it on that far right-hand side. He's advancing. Look at his pace. He's been savagely brought down. That's got to be a card, surely. But no, it's not. And Sanyang will take the free kick. He showed his pace there. Broke away from the defence and was hacked down. Lovely ball into the box. Finds Tancock, but his header doesn't quite challenge the goalkeeper. There'll be no hat-trick for him today. And DeGaris has dropped the ball to his feet. Lumped it forward. Nobody's there. KRH has got it. That's not going to stick, is it? Tilson with a ball up top. Tancock nods it past the defender, but it's not found O'Sullivan. Tilson tries again, and McAvoy heads it in this time. It's a bit of a knocking. Oh, this is the replay of the offside. He had just strayed offside, and it was a lovely header though, but he should have held his run. And that is it. 4-0 victors. The step up to a new level is not phasing us one bit, is it? Top of the league, 4 goals. I mean, looking at the stats, the difference really was we put away our chances and Wisbech didn't. 11 shots to 12, just in our favour, but 4 goals to 0. If we had XG, I think it would have been maybe quite even, to be honest. But the chances we did have, we scored, and a great showing from a lot of our new boys. And after a bit of a monster episode today, we're going to call it there. It's been great to be back. We've had a lovely pre-season, a lot of changes going on in the squad. But I think with Carl Tancock leading the line up front, we are going to be in for a good season. So please join us on the channel. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. And if you've enjoyed today, please give this video a like, drop some comments below, tell me who your favourite signing is from over the summer and who you think we're going to miss the most. Spoilers, it'll probably be Potts. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. I've been Anderzbaz. Goodbye.